Hello, the lady cares there here. Marriage is a beautiful thing when it happens between two beautiful, agentic adults who are willing and ready to do life together, meaning they'll become more, grow along the line, because it's out of who we are that we'll be able to pour into our partner's lives. So if you have no vision for your own life, no growth, no agenda, what then will you be offering unto your partner? What contribution would you be offering into your partner's life? So you see, at the point of entry, a lot of things might be normal because many people didn't even know who they were at the point of entering marriages. But today they've discovered who they are. As a partner, have you also grown, evolved enough to be able to embrace the growth of your partner? The fact that you married Paul, for instance, shouldn't mean after 20, 30 years, you should still be Paul and expect it to be normal with your partner. To the extent that some people come from the angle of, but this is the way he was, this is the way she was when you married. Why are you complaining now? Why wouldn't they complain now? If after 10 years, you married Paul, broken, and after 10 years, you don't have any plans of addressing this, how would you manage and regulate your finances? Now, it's not just the two of you, you have children, and you have no plan for the finances of this home. So what have you done to your partner? Do you take pride in seeing your children struggle and suffer financially? Why is this supposed to be normal to you? I hope you've watched my video, Why Becoming More in Marriage Matters. Yes, because it's what we have that we are able to pour onto our partners. And if you are not growing and evolving, it means your partner is not getting more, just at the entry point. And it's very, very frustrating. Okay, so identifying a stagnant mindset early or addressing it once it has settled in is a high stakes endeavor. If you're a person who values becoming more, being tethered to someone who has reached their final form, they have settled, and so much settled in life, they don't have any plans of becoming more. They are comfortable, even in their brokenness. They are comfortable, even in their naivety and ignorance. Your partner will struggle until thy kingdom comes. If you are a person who values becoming more, being tethered to someone who has reached this final form, their final form can feel emotionally suffocating. So this video seeks to analyze the red flags to watch and the strategic growth conversations required to shift the dynamic. The lady Kezia is my name. I address the difficult yet necessary conversations we are supposed to have. If you want a long-lasting marriage and you don't have any plans of growing, how do you expect your partner to live with you comfortably? Let's consider the following. Number one, the anatomy of a stagnant mindset. Red flags. Deal breakers. Just like I said, some people didn't even know who they were. They didn't even understand. Some knew what they didn't want. Some knew what they wanted. They didn't even know what they didn't want. They got married so much naive. It is within the marriage that they've been able to find themselves. If we don't have these kind of conversations, listen, you would have to nurture your inner resentment while the world applauds that beautiful union you have. Is that what you want? No. So number one, the anatomy of a stagnant mindset. Number one red flag. In the dating phase, people are often on their best behavior, but the capacity for growth is harder to fake. So many a time, Many of the things that come back to haunt people in marriages were all out there. It's either they didn't have their eyes to see, or they had not even marinated themselves into growth to be able to pick these things, to know that this person wouldn't grow. Okay, watch for these indicators that someone is stuck at the point of entry. At the point of entry, your conversations, watch for these indicators. The peak narrative is they constantly reference their old days, their best times of their lives are their old days, no plans for the future. If their glory is entirely in their rear view mirror, they likely lack a vision for the greater future. Every day has to be the past. What plans do you have for the future? Look out for their defensive responses to feedback. When challenged or offered even a new perspective, their immediate reaction is, this is who I am. As for me, this is the way I am. Take it or leave it. Really? And I want to do life with somebody who is embracing growth. This is the anthem of the stagnant. Then the lack of intellectual curiosity. They don't read, they don't research, they don't study. I mean, they are just comfortable. They have settled in with life. They don't listen to anything. There is nothing, no plan for their growth. They don't even ask deep, why questioning years. You can't sit down and have a meaningful conversation about growth, about personal development with them. It would turn into just argument. Their world is shrinking, not expanding. Then you have the external locus of control. To them, everything is someone else's fault. It's their boss, their ex-girlfriend, their parents, the family they come from, the government, their salary, the boss. Who said if you are broken is your boss's fault in this age? They will never own up to anything. Everything about them has to do with somebody else. They have closed mindsets because they don't see themselves as the cause of their problems. They don't see themselves as the solutions too. And it is frustrating. They would never change. They would never become more, and they can never give you. Number 2, the growth conversation, moving beyond complacency. If you are already in a relationship where one person is evolving and the other is idling, you must address the velocity gap, especially in marriages. So sometimes it's not because marriages end because there's no lack of love, but sometimes it's difficult to grow together. Here is how to navigate that conversation without becoming a nag. A, focus on the us, not the you. Instead of saying you never grow, you are just the same all these years, try, I feel like I'm changing and expanding, and I'm scared that if we don't grow together, the distance between us will become a canyon. I want us to be a power couple who learns together. Sometimes the sad reality is it doesn't matter the niceness angle you come from. If they have closed mindset, stagnant mindset, they will still not understand. They would even end up seeing you disrespectful because you think you are like this. Now you are disrespecting me, whereby it has nothing to do with disrespect. B, identifying the safety trap. Often, stagnation isn't laziness. Many often, stagnation isn't laziness. It is fear. Growth requires the death of the old self, which is terrifying. In order for us to become more, do more, and give more, we would have to die to our old selves, which many people are not afraid to do. They are comfortable with their old selves. Okay, so ask, what is one area where you feel stuck or bored with yourself? The goal is to uncover if they are stagnant because they are content or because they are paralyzed by the risk of failing at something new. Sometimes people are equally afraid to take new opportunities because they think they'll fail. Okay, and if they think they are content, then you should also feel the capacity. You can't declare and claim you are enough, you are content, whereby your partner doesn't feel that. So if you think you are so much content, then be able, out of your abundance, pour into your partner too. If not, then you're supposed to grow, unless you don't want that relationship to thrive. C, the lead by example method, the overflow. Sometimes the best way to spark a fire in another is to burn brightly yourself. But just like I said, mindset is key. There are some people, it doesn't matter how you grow. You can't even spark any growth. You can't shine even around them as long as they are not growing. Your growth is not accepted in their atmosphere. So you would have to sacrifice your life for what exactly? But if the person has an open mindset, then you can be able to spark fire in your partner out of your growth, okay? To burn so brightly yourself that if they have open minds, then they'll be able to arise and begin shining too. Share what you are learning. Invite them into your growth. I am taking this workshop on emotional intelligence. Would you be open to doing one exercise with me tonight? I remember somebody who invited the spouse to watch another program even on YouTube, and that itself turned into a whole thing. Because you think you have become something these days, so you are teaching me what to watch. A mindset like this, what kind of life would your partner have? Number 3, once you recognize irreconcilable stagnation, this is key. I can write a whole book on this. There is a hard truth in the dynamic of becoming more. You cannot outsource a person's will to grow. Should I repeat? You can never outsource a person's will to grow. If you provide the resources, the encouragement, and the vision, and they still refuse to move, you are facing a fundamental compatibility issue. There's a video I've made, Chemistry Connection Compatibility. I think you need to find it at this point and watch it. A person who is stuck at the point of entry will eventually see your growth as a threat or a critique of their own lack of movement, and it's frustrating. So the litmus test would be to ask yourself, if this person remains exactly as he or she is today for the next 10 years, no more wisdom, no more patience, no more growth, no more financial growth, no more plans for becoming more financially, will I still be fulfilled? If the answer is no, you are in the tragedy described earlier. Creating a relationship that the two of you grow, become more, so you can give more, is beautiful. It is so delicious for your soul. That is when you understand that yes, there is power in synergy. That is when you can say, one will put to a flight 1,000, but two will put to a flight 10,000. You are a team before becoming a roommate. Everything about you flourish. It is difficult when you are just in there all by yourself. The Lady Kezia is my name. I'm a licensed psychosocial counselor and a transformative mindset coach. If you want to work with me, visit my link, my bio, you find my link, and book a session with me. We can become more, do more, and give more. Let me know in the comment section what resonates with you. Much love.